Stay tuned for another episode of the Coming Soon podcast with Spider.
Hello, everybody. Spider here once again, Coming Soon podcast, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. Being joined by Robert Mukes, my man. How are you?
What's going on, man? Talk to me, brother.
Man, I appreciate you jumping on this. I mean, of course, I am in San Antonio. You've been here prior, man. You've been here before, but you're actually coming back this weekend.
That is correct. Yeah, it should be a good time, man. I love San Antonio. Good food, good people. I really enjoyed myself there.
No, for sure, man. And of course, you have a lot of people that look up to you because you're so damn tall, man. So that's always good, bro. But man, I mean, of course, man, I was going to bring that up because the first time I got to meet you was here in San Antonio at a different mall. Mm-hmm. And you can't overlook your height, man. You're a pretty tall dude, man.
6'10".
And now let me ask you, when you were growing up, when did you hit that growth spurt?
I went from like 6'1" to 6'6" from my freshman to sophomore year in high school. So that was a big jump right there.
And of course, the parents were upset because they had to buy you clothes all over again, right?
My mother said, you're going to have to be like an NBA player because your clothes are going to cost too much. I remember that quote, yeah.
Man, well, I mean, my mom said the same thing. Come summer, she was like, hey, if y'all want clothes for next year, y'all better get a job. So that's what we did, man.
Good. Exactly. That's what I did. I was a paper boy. You didn't have to tell me twice. I was at a family picnic, and my mother would buy my shoes at Walmart, and my cousin had a pair of Converse on. And I said, Mama, I was like 12. I want those kind of shoes. She said to me, your auntie makes more money than I do. They have less kids, and you're gonna have to get a job if you want those. She didn't have to tell me twice, bro. I had a route about 2 months later. Then I started cutting my customers' grass, shoveling their snow, raking their leaves. I was my established cousin thought I was gonna be a businessman. He's a fire chief right now. Yeah, he's like, man, you were an entrepreneur getting it for sure in the neighborhood.
Man, you see, and I don't want to say that's a difference between generations, man, but of course, I mean, I'll be 50 myself this year, and, you know, I grew up with tough love. You know, I grew up with my parents, like, you know, you want this, you got to go
get it. Go get it.
So, you know, I think it just makes sense, you know, nowadays, I mean, not everybody, but a lot of the youngsters now, they just seem to get a lot of those credit cards, man. You know, it's not real, it's not old money.
You know, I got to say that, I reward my daughters, and they're doing extremely well. So, but they have to be doing extremely well. Like, I wouldn't dig in my pockets if they weren't getting down. And so I kind of, for my philosophy on it is, if you're acing it in school and doing your job on something that's really hard, accelerated classes, et cetera, then you deserve the best all that I can give you.
For sure, man. I think
but just an open credit card, no. And this spoiled and not getting your grades, I don't think so.
No, for sure, man. And I definitely agree with that because, of course, I think it was Shaquille O'Neal had done the same thing. He was saying, I think his kids, if they had A's, if they had, you know, their grades, and then I think he gave them like so much if they got a bachelor's and then a master's. Thing, and it made sense.
Get it.
Yeah, you know, if they're that smart and they can make that smart money, then by all means, you know, go for it, man.
Right, exactly.
But man, I mean, of course, we have mentioned, you know, San Antonio, man. I mean, you've been here for events. Have you been here on vacation to visit?
I have not. Funny you ask. My girlfriend is going on vacation in a couple of weeks, going to the Bahamas and taking her kids and our young adults. But anyway, I never was a vacation kind of guy. I'm just like a hustler, man. I travel so much. I played basketball in Europe for 5 years. I was raised in Indiana. Now I'm in California. So typically when I travel, I'm going for the money or to see family. So I've never vacationed there. I've only had eaten at a couple restaurants in San Antonio. Would be the highlight of it. But once again, at the convention, good people, friendly people, good food. I love it there.
No, for sure, man. And I can relate with you on that, man, because even I was a contract delivery driver. I still am. I deliver furniture for a local, 7 locations, right?
Perfect.
But picking up my kids, it was always like, hey, I got a gig. Y'all want to go? Okay, yeah, Dan. And we go make some money, and guess what, man? We got to enjoy it afterwards, man. But they helped though, man.
Good.
You know, but I can definitely agree with that. I mean,
yeah.
But man, I mean, you brought up the whole basketball, going pro, playing pro ball. I mean, you brought up, of course, earlier you said, you're gonna have to. Your mom said you're gonna have to be like a basketball player. So was that kind of like in fruition, where later on you were like, okay, I got to go play some basketball, man?
I was already playing then. She
Okay.
was just saying that how expensive things are going to be for me to make sure you get it done, type of thing. And I did play professional ball in Europe for
Yeah.
5 years. So, yeah, that's before I got into acting. I did all that.
You see, and I mean, of course, playing in Europe, man. What was there a difference between playing here in the U.S. and in Europe?
Yeah, Americans back then and still today, I think we're a little bit stronger and faster.
Yeah.
And in Europe, it was more finesse. Although we have finessey players here, but
Right.
it was based upon finesse.
Nice, man. Of course, they made it look good, but you were just out there trying to score, right?
Yes, get my rebounds and score.
Man, and of course, I mean, you talked about having to get clothes, man. What size shoe do you wear, man? Curious.
17.
Oh, damn, dude. Okay, okay. And of course, I mean, being a big guy, man, having been in movies, done your role. Have you met Shaquille O'Neal?
I have. I've seen him out in public a few times.
Oh, okay, okay. But as far as height comparison, man, how tall is that guy?
He makes me feel like a midget, man. Not a midget. I guess that's politically incorrect to say, but a smaller person.
Yeah,
He's like maybe 3 inches taller, but back then he was so much wider. And
yeah.
still today, he's just a massive guy. I bet he weighs. I weigh 290. I bet he weighs like 340.
Oh, yeah, man,
Yeah, he's
definitely.
massive.
You see, and of course, man, I mean, playing ball, being an athlete, you also got into was it professional wrestling?
That is correct. I did some of that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, when you were doing that, was that here in the U.S. or in
Yeah,
overseas?
here in the U.S., there was a little school here in California. Actually, John Cena went to the same school. Rick Bassman was the manager, owner of the school, The Connection, and I did it for like 6 months. I injured out. I broke my thumb, and I came back from that, and I compressed my spinal cord. So
Damn.
I had to tap. Exactly, I had to tap out.
You see, and of course, I mean, when something like that happens, man, I mean, did you already have a backup plan? Were you already thinking like, man, I gotta go out there and start acting?
Just keep it moving. You know what I mean? I was doing doorman work back there, bodyguard work, just getting my money for my family, basically. But I was actually acting during that time as well. So
Yeah,
you just kind of go for it all. Like if you can be popular in something other than acting, then it increases your value with acting,
yeah.
just based on your popularity. So I was going for the wrestling to do the rock thing, but my body wasn't made for that shit, so it didn't last. And plus, I don't like, I've misbehaved enough in my life where I wouldn't put a needle for muscles, no
No,
steroids. You know what I mean? I didn't want
no,
to
yeah.
accelerate my life like that because a lot of people back in that era didn't fare well as they matured.
Yeah.
But I guess some of the people on TV maybe they have better steroids or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
They
Oh yeah,
regulate better.
man.
They go to the doctor and get their blood tested and do just enough
Yeah.
to where they don't get sick or whatever. Because there's some OG steroid heads that are still around. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you see, and I mean the fact that you brought that up, man. I mean, I mean, you were already a big individual, man. So I mean, you didn't have to do that. I mean, I'm sure you're
Yeah,
saying,
I didn't want to do it. And then the whole health thing, I didn't want to do it
yeah.
because once again, I had misbehaved enough on my own, drinking and dumb stuff like that. So yeah, I'm like, oh, I can't do that too. I would be done quick.
No,
Yeah,
no,
right?
yeah, yeah, I agree, man. I mean, because even I mean, I went through the whole mixed martial arts, combat sports era, man.
Nice,
Especially here in Texas, even back
nice.
when, like in
Well, it's
2000,
popular. Texas is awesome, man. You guys are like your own country. It's
we
massive, right?
every time people ask or they post on there like, hey, what country are you from? I always put Texas, bro.
Yeah, that's it, bro. I like it. I've got a couple friends that have moved to Texas from California, like over the years,
Oh
that
yeah,
are doing quite well. I got a friend that opened up a couple mechanic shops. He had
oh,
a shop
nice.
here, moved there, and his money, he has a bigger house and cars and more. And then another friend of mine, he went there to be a a sheriff, whatever you guys call it, and then it didn't work out, and Union Pacific was hiring, and he's a smart guy. Now he's the engineer for
Oh
Union
wow.
Pacific. Stacked up. This is like 30 years ago, so he's fat now.
Oh man,
You
he's
know,
he's living well, man. He's
he's
doing
sitting
well.
nice. Yeah, he'll be retiring like 5 years or so, and big fat house, beautiful wife, 4 cars. Couple
Yeah,
Cadillac SUVs in the driveway and all that.
that's the life, man. You want to be able to enjoy those last years, bro. Because of
You
course, I mean,
guys do it well in Texas is the point that I'm getting to.
no,
I,
yes,
I
yes,
love Texas.
and of course, I mean, man, when are you moving out here, man? Are you moving to Texas or what? Talk to us,
I'm
man.
just coming out there for the weekend. This weekend, man, I'll be there.
And man, of course, I mean, Joel, he's bringing you out here for the Retro City.
Yeah.
You're gonna be out here with another guest, man. And of course, I mean, having done the conventions, have you ever been out there with Retro Break?
I have. I met him for the first time. He doesn't do quite as many. I think he lives in Europe.
Oh yeah.
But him and Bill Mosley.
Oh, think I lost him. Give me a few seconds, guys. If you're out there, I lost you right for a bit, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and hang on, wait for you. But of course, those on here this weekend, San Antonio, Texas, inside Ingram Mall. We're gonna have Robert Mukes. We're gonna have Richard Brake. I'm gonna post a flyer right now while he comes back on. This is gonna be inside Ingram Park Mall, as I stated. It's gonna be a lot of vendors. It's gonna be a lot of food, music. They're gonna have 2 performances, so of course, it's gonna be a busy weekend. Here we go. All right, let me wait for him to jump back on, everybody. Of course, once again, this is Spider Coming Soon podcast. Just wanted to go ahead and bring Mr. Mukes back on here. Robert, let me see. Wait for him to jump back on. Appreciate his time. Everybody's busy, so time is in essence. Here in San Antonio, the guy's been here prior. Of course, he mentioned he was in pro wrestling. He was a pro basketball player. Now he's doing, I don't want to say pro acting. Let me ask him about that. Of course, he's an actor. The guy's been doing great. Google must have been listening because a lot of his films had been popping on throughout the week. So I was able to grab a few I hadn't seen before. So that was pretty cool. And I got a couple questions for him as far as projects coming up. And this is one of them right here. I'm going to show the flyer right quick. And as soon as he jumps on, I'm going to ask him his thoughts on that because, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Bastrop, Texas Chainsaw. There we go. Here we go.
Sorted out for us.
We are back. We are back. Here we go, man. We're good,
Sorry
man.
about that, bro.
No, you're good, man. I kept myself entertained, man. I talk a lot, so it's good.
Good.
But man, before you went on, bro, I wanted to show you this because this is pretty big, man. I mean, I am here in Texas. This is an opportunity that you were able to receive.
Yeah.
Getting a character based under you, man. I mean, I was telling Joel, that's beautiful, man. I mean, that's like, I mean, were you expecting this? Did somebody come up to you like years later, like prior, and say, hey, you know what? We want to put you on this.
I actually work a decent amount, and I get plenty of opportunities auditioning. I'm actually on hold for a big movie right now.
Oh, nice.
That I can't talk about, but so I've always kind of gotten stuff, but it's really, really, really a blessing when you can add on something special to a society that you're already connected to, right? So I've got a friend, Brett Wagner. He's the first kill on the 2006 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he signs autographs, and he's kind of like pumping me up about like how cool it is to be a part of the family. Yeah. So, I'm always super positive and everything, bro. My girlfriend told me that they made a movie on a video game.
Oh,
So I've been working out, staying fit for every opportunity that I get. But I think we do a spinoff and do a movie. Hell yeah, bro! It's a big break. It is big. I love it.
Man, that's actually pretty. Yeah, bro. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
So I just keep dreaming with every project. I just shot yesterday with a buddy. I do independent films as well.
Yeah.
So I just keep it a positive moving. It's super nice when you crack something that is exposed more than not. It's more popular than something else, but it's always fun to work. But yeah, no, it was amazing to work on that. My friend Kane Hodder pulled me in. I worked on it for 3 days. I killed 17 people, and the different movements, and they're using my voice. So it's been nothing less than spectacular too. It's just started last week to see how far that the popularity of that thing goes, the video game and the character in the video game hands. It's just a beautiful thing, man. But we get breaks sometimes. That's why we're talking to each other. House of a fucking thousand corpses.
Yeah.
24 years ago, I shot that thing, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So the set, from not doing any horror. That was my first horror movie, and I'm like, oh, like this is something. I was just talking to my girlfriend last night and telling her the challenges of being a bad guy in a horror film, the villain, because you're kind of torturing women. Like we torture women more than men.
Oh yeah,
actually. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, to pretend to be like that. 'Cause I have 2 daughters and everything, and I'm a nice guy. So, but yeah, man, we'll see what he does. He kills 17 people, man. He bashes them upside the head. A lot of women upside the head with a sledgehammer.
No,
The hammer is big.
Yeah, you see in the forest. I mean, the name. When I saw that, I saw hands, and I said, okay, well, who came up with that? I mean, of course, the people that made the game, but I mean, was that
right? Yeah, that's their thing. I'm just work for hire. Like, I'm just an assassin, bro. They pay me, I kill it, and that's it. And then they take it and run with it. So, they tell me what to do, and I do it, and that's all. Yeah.
Nice, bro. Well,
So,
man,
yeah,
what do
that's
they
their
do?
thing.
I mean, on top of you hustling, bro, because you do network a lot. You branded yourself. You have a website. You make sure that everything comes back, and I'm real big with that, because when it comes to networking, I mean, if you don't put yourself out there, people aren't gonna know who you are. So, what was it that put that in your head? I mean, how did that come about?
I don't know, and that's why we're talking to each other, right? If I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't be talking to you. There's that, but just that's what popular people do. So you always want to try to increase your popularity, and I feel like the more popular you are, the more you work.
Yeah.
So that simple common thread, So clearly, I wish I was like more popular, because you always want to do more than what you've done. But I'm happy where I am, and I'm super excited about this character coming out and all the other projects that I work on. So yeah, life has been good, man. No complaints, bro. Acting is awesome, and I love the horror genre too. Yeah. Being a part of that society, the cult classic, and growing from there.
No, for sure. And let me ask you, because on a prior interview, I had read where I think you said you were 10 or 12 when you saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I think I was 10, 11, 10, 12. And back in the days, we used to sneak into the movie. Like, you'll pay to go see, It's a Small World. And then you sneak over. Nobody's paying attention. Yeah. Like, I'm 10 years older than you. They didn't care as these big movie complexes. And so my buddies that talked to people were talking about it. It had probably been out for 6 months or whatever. Back then, big movies would stay at the box office longer too. So we got to go see this scary movie, man. So we did that. We did our thing, and we were in there, and no one kicked us out. And it started off as a documentary, in 1974. These people were driving through Texas, and then it sounds like a news reporter. So when I watched that movie at that age, I thought it was like a documentary, although I'd never seen a documentary before. But I just got into the movie like, this is what happened. Yeah. You submerge yourself in as a fan, as a spectator of whatever you're watching, and you pretend like it's true, and you're like, what? So I do remember telling my cousin and I did that I'm never going to Texas, man. I'm never. It's just crazy. I'm not going to Texas. Yeah.
Here you are flying back this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And I get to work, and I'm part of the. It's a side. No, I'm super. Gaming is more popular than the movies.
Oh yeah,
right there with it.
It's crazy.
So it is my movement, and I see myself, and because people stream themselves playing it, and I'm not a gamer at all. I tapped out I was good with the ping pong thing and
Oh yeah.
the stick remote, but when it jumped up to 2 fingers, oh man, my daughters I bought they dominated. They killed the Mario, but they're too busy to continue on. They're super busy with school, et cetera, and sports. But so I can't play, but I just love being connected to that movie, bro. Yeah, 50 years later, and I'm connected to that thing
Man.
with the gamers, and that's beautiful and it's awesome. And yeah, keep playing it, man. Play hands.
Yeah. No, and I was gonna ask you too if you were a gamer, but you're not. So I mean, have you thought
Nah.
about getting on Twitch though? I mean, just to have a platform out
Twitch,
there.
my girl, my yeah. Actually, my girlfriend markets herself better than I do, and all that, right? I'm kind of like a low key guy, but I poke around a little bit, as you stated. She said something about that,
Yeah.
so I'm not too familiar with that. I'm 60, so it's a different lifestyle. So I got to sleep more than most. I got to
Oh
work
yeah.
out. I'm a father. I got a 15-year-old all-star volleyball player auditioning,
Oh
et
nice.
cetera, and so on. So yeah, I that's really not something that I've ever done or looked into.
No, no, for sure. And I can only imagine how busy your life must be, man, because of course you're always doing something. But I mean, I don't
Two
see.
daughters, bro.
Yeah.
Two daughters. I got a sophomore in college. So when she comes to town, she's going to school up north. I'm loving on her, making every moment I get, lunch, dinner, cooking, etc., exercising. And then my second daughter, she has tournaments 2, 3 times a week and trainers and practice. So I'm the driver for that when I'm not out of town working. And so, yeah, I'm slammed, bro. Slammed. It's like 6 hours a day almost with the volleyball.
Yeah. No, yeah. I know my
Six
oldest
days
ended
a
up
week.
getting a scholarship playing soccer, man. So I mean, yeah,
Right,
it's
exactly. That's a
pretty.
lot of hustling to get to that scholarship. You're driving it. Oh my
No, yeah,
gosh.
it was I
Yeah.
was a soccer dad for literally because she was playing soccer, 5 foot
Yeah.
nothing, bro, a little short thing, and played
Quick.
goalie, man, but she killed it.
Quick. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mine's nationally ranked. She's AAA rated in volleyball.
Nice.
So she's super fast, aggressive, coordinated, was not tall, but now she's starting to stretch out. But I got her with Olympic athletes
Oh,
and
nice.
top dog trainers. So it's working out fantastic. And it'll be a scholarship easy. Like there's girls that are older than her that are committing this week. She's a freshman, sophomores can't commit that she may be, not to put anyone's kid down, but probably a little bit more advanced and beats them in the tournaments. And she's a year younger, and they're
Oh,
going to major UCLA, Stanford, et cetera. And she smokes. She I was going to say she heats them up, but yeah, I love all the women that are doing sports and
yeah.
being a dad, a girl dad. I love women accelerating in
Yeah.
whatever they choose to do. We're
No, no, for sure, man. You
yeah,
see,
yeah,
and
yeah. That girl, bro, like get it, be the president, baby. Do whatever you want.
oh yeah, you see, because
Be
I
a
got
doctor, nurse,
yeah,
whatever you want to do.
that was one of the
Firefighter,
things.
cop. Shit, I love for
Yeah.
my daughter to be a cop. Chase those bad guys down and crack them, baby.
Oh
Whatever
yeah.
they decide to do, I support them. So yeah, that's it, man.
No, no, for sure, man. I mean, I have two girls myself, man. And of course, growing up.
Congratulations.
No, thank you,
Congratulations.
man. People always ask if I wanted a boy, as far as and I was like, man, I was blessed. I got to live that life. I was able to experience stuff through them because they were, they are female and
How old are they?
22 and 20.
Good, bro. My girls teach me shit too. Yeah, big time. Yeah, I stopped using the B word when they were little. Like I used to say it way more.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was like, whoa, damn, that doesn't feel good coming out of my mouth.
no, yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
it
It's
kind
like,
of, my mouth doesn't taste so good when I say that. So yeah, just starting off right there, right?
oh yeah,
But
man.
hey, yeah, let me wrap it up and get to you, man. Are
Yeah.
you going to be are you coming out this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'll be out there, man. Be hanging out with you guys.
Cool, cool, cool. That'll be fantastic. Maybe we can do
Sure.
a quick blast out there.
Yes.
I'm super excited, man. Maybe you and I go get some barbecue shit. I know
Oh
you guys
yeah,
are good
bro.
for
We'll go
that.
get something to eat afterwards, man, for sure, bro. And I
Sweet,
appreciate you, man. I'll
sweet.
be seeing you this weekend.
Hey, man, looking forward to seeing you, man. It's just a couple days away.
Oh yeah, yeah, right around the corner, man. We'll be here. We'll be waiting
Super
for you at the
excited
airport, man.
about San Antonio, brother.
There you go, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
you, man.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Not a problem. I'll see you soon,
Thank you.
buddy.
Thank you.
everybody out there. Of course, once again, this is Spida Coming Soon podcast. That was Robert Mukes. They're going to be out here this weekend. As you can see, the guy was busy. He is busy. He's a hustler. He's out there hustling. And I appreciate his time. You know, he'll be out here this weekend inside Ingram Park Mall with Richard Brake, who's on the left. And man, come out here, support. Follow this guy. Follow him on his social media outlets. New character on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Hands, of course, as he stated, he actually did a lot of work getting into this, so he was able to go out there and promote, you know, a lot of the moves, everything movement that's on the video game, as well as his voice is on there, which is super cool. You know, the movie itself is iconic, so of course the guy's got a lot going on. And I appreciate you, man. Thank you for Joel for making this happen. You know, the Retro City guy, of course. Thank you, brother. I appreciate everybody that's been following up, joining up. And as always, subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our social media outlets. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace. Well, maybe not MySpace. But as always, Spider here. Till next time, follow up.